So this video is for the fans of Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. It's a show made by Hideaki Anno. He's mostly known for Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and the rebuild of Evangelion. But he's also known for other movies. But before he was popular, he made this masterpiece, which I recommend for anyone interested in art in general, not just anime. The main purpose of this video is to discuss the potential for like a sequel or a series of movies related to Nadia. There was this movie back after the series was ended, and it was terrible actually. Even the creator of the series decided not to continue working on this movie, and then we got this end material which was really bad. So there was this forum or post on Reddit regarding Nadia, and they were discussing what could be a better script for the movie. So when they were still developing the first ideas and the draft for Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, they were thinking of adapting Jules Verne's novels, mainly 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So yeah, this was like the basic idea. I think that Hideaki Anno decided to shift from this basic idea or from this draft and move to his own vision. But still, many fans on this forum or in this post, they were thinking of adapting other novels for Jules Verne as well, like 80 Days Around the World, and maybe even other novels from the same era, like The Time Machine, for example. I liked so much these comments and these suggestions, but I don't think that following Jules Verne's work is like related to Anna's vision of Nadia. So I have four other suggestions that I would discuss in this video. So for my first suggestion, I would follow the original idea of Anna. I mean, there are several hints referring to a connection between Nadia and Evangelion. When you think about it, Evangelion could have been a sequel to Nadia. If I recall correctly, there was that audio drama album where we know about the granddaughter of Nadia, and I can't remember now whether she was Misato-san from Evangelion or a friend of her. Either way, I would like to see a movie leading to the events of the second impact in Evangelion, but with emphasis on linking the role of the original race of Nadia's ancestors in all that. Probably we would see her, I mean Nadia, and Joan as the grandparents of Misato-san or the friend of her. They could be like in a minor role or maybe even a plot device role. For my second suggestion, I would think of a romantic movie where someone would find the memoirs or the diary of Nadia. I can see hints of that in the movie, I mean the movie that was made. Maybe someone in the future where they could be a relative, like a granddaughter again, or a complete stranger even. And they would find this diary. So when they read it, they would find that the memoir should show how Nadia perceived her journey in life. It starts with her childhood and how she went to the circus, with more emphasis on why and how she became aggressive and stubborn as a survival mechanism. Then we would see her teen years and how she met John from her own point of view, not his. We can check together how she fell in love with him. We can also check her mixed feelings towards her father as well and her destiny as the ruler of Atlantis. Then how she was able to overcome all this and take a leap of faith with John. Then she tells us about her life after, the things she decided to give wholeheartedly to her kids, how she handled racism during her career as an ambitious dark-skinned woman who was seeking to be a journalist while taking care of her family. Remember that she was living in an era that wouldn't accept her motives fully. We can also see the support of Jean to her, and also the successes of him as a pioneer inventor as well. If Anu would have made this movie, I would imagine him giving some dramatic or even drastic events to her in the future, like losing a son, for example, or even losing John himself, or maybe her being ill to something like a pandemic. Another option is to show how she would survive with her family World War I and II. But I'm really more interested about World War II, since she would be living with John in France. I can imagine that her loss of one of her kids to the war could be the catalyst to making her long for the blue water again, wishing she didn't sacrifice it in first place. but at the end she understands and accepts the fact that her decision of sacrifice gave her the love of her life and also gave her all those beautiful memories. At the end of the diary, I think it would be hinted that she dies happily with a feeling of consent towards everything she went through. Her last words in the diary would be a piece of advice similar to those which Nemo said and gave to her twice. It is a piece of advice to the reader and also to the audience of the movie. Live. Embrace your lives and live. My third take would go just for the original concept art of the movie that was revealed in some of the art books, where arguably she is being hunted or haunted by aliens or at least robotic enemies. I think there were some thriller or horror vibes here. I would say this couldn't have added a lot to the formula, but it would have better than what we have got in the movie at least. As for my fourth suggestion, and this was discussed a lot before, um, maybe there is like a potential for a prequel, like what happened before Nadia. I think we can discuss the friendship between Nemo and Nemesis and how the catastrophe began and everything. This could be an interesting movie, but I think we know a lot about what happened already. So, what about another prequel where we talk about the three arcs and why the original race of Nadia came to Earth in first place? I think this would be a more interesting idea. So, here it is. I would be interested in knowing your own takes and suggestions for a movie, whether it's a sequel or a prequel or something else. And I might use this opportunity to tell you about the trilogy cut I have made, like in 2020, for the 30th anniversary of Nadia. I have edited all the 39 episodes of over 16 hours long to 3 different movies. Each part is less than 2 hours. This would made to enhance the pace, to concentrate more on the character development, moving all the continuity errors and the goofs, and also handling the island arc in a better way. Even if you're not a fan of Nadia, I think this could be a good start for you. You can find it in my channel, I'll leave the link in the description. So that's it, see you.